Do you hear that too?
Mm-hmm.
Does it irritate you as much as it irritates me?
I hear it, but I get a pop-up on top of hearing it. It's very annoying.
Recording in progress. Well, no shit, stupid. I pushed the button. I made it through over 100 of these things.
Oh, is that why it says record in the corner? I didn't know.
Like I made it through over 100 of these things between this, which is number 100, the wrestling one, which is in the 80s, the talking one. Like I'm up almost to 200. You get like, and you've decided in the last like 6 that you need to tell me that recording is happening. Guess what? There's a little thing right there. It says recording. ... Like congratulations. That's the way to start this off. I do it every single time because I hear that. It pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
And the update the other day, you had to scroll 1,000,000 times to go through all the updates they made on it. And somehow they moved the stop button from down where you hit record all the way up to the top of the screen now. And it still tells you recording in progress. Congratulations, Zoom. Geniuses, but never thought I'd make it to 100. Should have made it to 100 a long time ago. It wasn't for the state of North Carolina, per se, or a certain entity of the state of North Carolina. This would have happened a long time ago, but I wasn't in the mood.
Well, if you really have the time.
Oh, there was time. It would not have ended well if I was. Yeah. Actually, I wasn't even mad. I just didn't want to do anything. I think they killed me for a second there. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in. Maybe I watched too much Sopranos lately, but anyway, 100 episodes. You'll be there one day. I will not be on your 100th episode.
How do you know? I don't know what the hell is going to be on my 100th episode.
Because I have not been on any here. You had to be on this one because shit.
I mean, haven't had anybody on
for that
going to.
For that month. About a month where I did nothing. I at least did 2 with you just so I could say I did something. So you drug me through. Like, I don't want to do it. Gotta do something. Son of a bitch. And then there was Crash. So it was good. Then there's recording. There was losing at Crash. Yeah, there's a good yin and yang. Because for some reason I just can't get going. But 100 episodes, we talked about a lot of stupid stuff. A lot of stupid stuff we can keep talking about. But get a celebration. A pat on the back. Let's start with, shall we go with WHO in China being full of shit and everyone attacking anyone for calling it the China virus, even though, well,
it came from China.
China. I mean, it kind of did, and you kind of can't deny it. And the fact that China keeps like denying every single person on the planet from actually investigating or going to that lab or going anywhere to actually look at it should pretty much sum it up to you exactly where the hell it came from if you actually have common sense and a brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't block you from going places.
That we actually have like documented proof of studies they did with mice with humanized lungs, whatever the hell that means, and doing, gain of function research, or what Dr. Fauci's trying to redefine as not being gain of function, but actually is exactly
what the definition
of gain of function is.
Shout out to Rand Paul. But I'm a doctor. I know what this shit says. What?
Exactly.
Gain of function. Ding, ding, ding. I can read.
Exactly. With Fauci trying to change the definition. Can't change my tactic from denial to actually telling the effing truth. So I'm going to change the definition of gain of function instead.
That's what they do.
That's the Fauci tactic.
When all else fails,
definition of the word.
Hey, when all else fails, change the definition of the word.
Mm-hmm. They like changing definitions of words.
That's Democrat. That's like Democrat 101.
Yep.
First, you don't succeed. Just change the definition. Because half the country won't even ask you, but it's normal, whatever. And the other half of us are just made out to be crazy. But yeah, I do love Rand Paul. I mean, I always liked him, but him and Fauci going at it. And there's That's not actually what it says. With the stupid accent's like, no, really. There he is. No,
That's
really
exactly what
stupid.
it says.
Like right here, what? Gain of function research. Like, what?
Mhm. They're doing gain of function research in mice with humanized lungs.
Which is just the damnedest thing, by the way.
Talking about
Humanized lungs.
The spike, yeah, exactly. I don't know how the hell you do that. How do you humanize mice lungs? I don't even know, but I'm not a scientist. But talking about the protein spikes and that, and then they're talking about how there's this new variant where the protein spikes are causing it to attach to our molecules or whatever. It's resistant to the vaccine because of its unique protein pattern. And really, where have I heard protein spike pattern before? Where have I heard that mentioned? Oh yeah, Dr. Shi's research with the mice in the Wuhan lab that you swear this shit didn't leak from. It's absolutely fascinating.
And don't forget the famous Fauci emails where they told him, don't worry, they're going to have to look really, really deep into the genetic code to see that it was like altered by man at all.
Yeah.
Roughly, that's what it said. Like they're going to have to look really, really deep to see where we altered it in all of that genetic code.
Paraphrasing from the 3,000 plus emails, yeah.
They'll have to look way too far.
I love how the emails in it, there were emails in there basically saying masks do not work at all. And saying that the virus is too small to be blocked by the store-bought masks, and yet they're bringing back mask mandates. Why? If masks don't work, why?
Hey,
why?
You know what the greatest thing is, though? This is why I love the left. Fuck calling them liberals, progressive, but they're all just fucking crazy people, most of them. There's some good people on the left, but like the conservative Democrats aren't batshit crazy, believe it or not. But guess what? They don't really matter. They don't count. And they were dumb enough to fall for everything that Joe Biden said he wasn't going to do because it took him about.
Yeah. He pretended to be a moderate. And
there you go. Moderate. There you go. It took him and take him 1 second, and he went back on everything inside of 20 seconds of being done walking and being stupid. And he's going to, Anyway, if you fell for that, you're dumb. Just want to throw all of that out there, but there are some deep, but you're all absolutely nuts. And like, no matter what, that's why I don't even talk to them anymore. Like they really have nothing. They have nothing to give to the world. Literally, they have nothing to give to the crazy ones, not like the moderate ones, the crazy one. You have nothing to give to it.
Yeah, very few of my friends are left leaning, and the ones that are moderate. They're not crazy far to it.
Hell, I got ones that tell me fucking AOC is an extremely intelligent person.
See, none of my friends have ever said that.
You know what it's like?
That I've encountered on the interwebs.
To have these on my head attached to this. I think she's an extremely intelligent person. You're just sitting there going, Jesse, what? Don't, Jesse. Don't, Jesse. Don't, Jesse. Don't. And then there's the Hodge twin. She's giggling. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You're sitting there just. Anyway. We all know who it was. Literally, I said in the video, they're all right. Yeah. Like she literally just argued with someone that you physically cannot pick yourself up by your extreme.
There's no figure of speech that she understands with our metaphor.
Half
analogy,
the stuff,
none of it.
Like it's so bad because like a quarter of what she says, you're that kind of thing. That makes sense. That almost makes sense. And then the other 3/4, you're just sitting there like you're just.
It's just word salad where they're trying to put the pieces together in a way that makes some sort of sense, trying to figure out what thought she was attempting to convey. Okay, I know there's a brain functioning back there somewhere. What was it trying to put together here? Because
it reminds me of Steve Carell and Bruce Almighty. You're sitting there going, that's pretty much what she did. What did she do? What? You can't pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh no. Or capitalism is bad. And then she sells $80 sweatshirts on her website.
Yeah.
Or her grandmother is living in a shitty apartment, so she started GoFundMe so we can all pay to get her out of there, even though she's walking around like $10,000 suits and makes 6 figures a year.
Yeah, you're driving a Tesla. I think that you can help your grandmother.
But no, she wants all of
Layla, or whatever
us.
you say.
All
You're
of
like,
us should help her grandmother, not her.
yeah, no,
Like she's
it's
almost
not our fault that her grandmother's living in
slum.
poverty while she's here driving fucking Teslas.
I know people that like they make all that money. I mean, like, look at all these NFL players. First thing they do when they get their first big money, buy their parents, build their parents their dream house, take care of their grandparents, like they do all these good things. She bought like $100,000 car and then wanted all of us to foot the bill to help her grandmother out. Like, no, you should just stop being a shitty person.
Yeah, she is a horrible human being.
Like, once you did that, you proved it. Except there's people on that side that are still defending her. I don't get it. But back to the whole, like, anyway, back to COVID. Because shit, I talked about it. I think I did actually go like 2 straight weeks where I talked about AOC and something else stupid that just kept out of her mouth. Like she just can't help it. It's like, stop. Like, just stop. Like Joe Biden.
Really stop and actually use that thing between her ears before speaking. It doesn't happen.
And Joe Biden coming out talking about how they wiped his butt. Like, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, he doesn't have that thing between his ears anymore. That's gone. He doesn't have it to use it.
They wiped my butt.
My butt's been wiped.
There you go. Like
that's our president. What?
But God, let's just go back to COVID because see, it just keeps getting worse. Like it starts on one thing, we go a little bit off topic, and then just. And these are the people that you say are good people and should lead the country, or so.
Yeah.
He got his butt wet.
Super intelligent. Super intelligent.
But yeah, it's funny, like that. All those, like, because we all know who I'm talking about when I mentioned that one fucking idiot on the left.
Rhymes with Gru.
Gru. Things like that. Yeah, like going off and told you there's shutdowns and everything, come back. Well, that's because that's the CDC information. You're like, dude, they're not even basing it off of studies from the US or vaccines that we're using.
And
like, do you see what kind of masks you need?
It's
like, you see what masks you need to wear just to weld? Like to keep particulates, like you're wearing a t-shirt on your face, like the world's deadliest anything. Like,
yeah, it's but the one study, one outbreak they did get data from in the United States to base this mandate on. If you look at the data, it argues the opposite, really, because it was 4th of July parties where, you know, everyone in the area, like 1,000+ people, were out gathered in mass. And of all those, they got 256 cases. That was it, because most of the population was vaccinated. And even most of the cases that they had were vaccinated. So of those 256, only 5 wound up bad enough to go to the hospital. Only 5. So even with this new variant out that was not present when they started making these vaccines, you know, people are getting infected by it, but the symptoms are so mild, they're not getting hospitalized. And if all 5 of those people, not a single one of them died. So 0 deaths. That tells me the vaccines are working, not vaccinated people need to wear masks. That's like the opposite of what they're arguing. And they're saying based on that, because these people were vaccinated and they still got it, you know.
Guess what? People get the flu shot or the flu mist, if you like, you know, snorting that nasty shit up your nose. Thank you, whoever invented that. You're a sycophant. Yeah, that face right there you just made. So yeah, you take off the little plug. Yeah. And guess what? They still end up getting the flu.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this stuff works. This is the first time we've ever seen this before. This is like the first time we're ever seeing this, apparently. Like, where the hell have you all been your entire life? Look how many people get the flu shot. And I think, 2019, we had 80,000 people die in the US alone.
It happens.
A lot, and that's
Vaccines
something
are
that's
not 100% foolproof. That's
hey, but
not how they function.
remember, it went from he has no idea what he's doing. Elect me and we'll get control of this to well,
Yeah, we have no control
let's see.
over
Now let's
anything.
see. Now this is spreading like wildfire. People that aren't getting vaccinated are the enemies of the state and communists and just cold, callous, selfish, miserable human beings. Even though people with the masks are coming back, they actually no shit have passport type things in New York City.
Oh my God, don't get me started on that.
That's happening.
My my Thursday episode, episode 21 for me was going off on that.
Oh yeah, that's actually, as a matter of fact, that's my Thursday episode too. What do you know? We didn't even plan on, see, believe it or not, people, didn't even set that up. What that was.
Yeah. Even with all this crap that's going on, we both had to narrow it down to the same thing. Well, it's
Terrifying, isn't it?
Because it is terrifying. That's why, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff I could have covered, but what is more terrifying than our government becoming tyrannical in what's supposed to be a free nation? Between the fact that de Blasio is enforcing this in his city and the fact that Joe Biden, our president, is actually opposing people who are trying to fight against these things. He actually said
he's getting
that they are forbidding people from doing the right thing in the 7 states that have banned mandating masks and mandating vaccines. They're not forbidding people from using masks or getting the vaccine.
They're just getting rid of.
They're getting rid of mandates.
They're not
in a free nation that should not have mandates.
I'm pretty sure there's something I think it was Josh on whatever I shared the other day saying actually employers can do whatever they want. I wasn't talking about employers saying you have to get it. Pretty sure there's something in one of those documents that we have lying around here somewhere that we both have, stacks of those documents, that they're not allowed to mandate putting shit into our body. They can't. In fact, they can't do half the shit, 90% of the shit they've been doing during this whole thing. There's not a single right for the government to do none of it. They go, well, the CDC says so. Jesus Christ.
CDC can recommend things, they cannot mandate things.
Hello? Have you people actually lived on this planet?
Yeah. Or in this country?
Have you been alive ever?
Yeah. The CDC
do you
can
know
make
how to read?
They cannot make mandates.
And on top of it, hey, but neither can teachers unions. Well,
yeah.
Look how well that worked out. And now they're even getting all pissed off and attacking the Biden administration for. So you gave him all that money and all that power. And then guess what? He even turned on y'all because that's what they do. Because they don't give a fuck about you or you or you or any of you. They just care about one thing. And that's because absolute power corrupts them. It absolutely corrupts. And I saw the meme that I shared because it was from last year. I went, I still stand by this. We all blame the person in the White House for 4 to 8 years, Trump. But somehow, no one seems to put any blame on, I don't know, the Pelosi's and the Schumers and the Bidens and the Waters and the Feinsteins.
Decade after decade after
and all the people that have been there since the 70s and 80s. It's not their fault. What they've been in power for fucking forever. And now they're getting a full takeover. I mean, we're pretty much, I believe, one step away from being Australia, where there was literally 9 people in that breakout that justified them literally flying in military helicopters around telling people to get back in their house.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane how close we're getting to that. And this key to New York City thing is like the most tyrannical, terrifying thing I've heard. And you know, de Blasio can come out and say all he wants about how horrible Cuomo is. It's like, okay, you know, on a personal character level, maybe what he did is worse. But look at what you
Literally. Man, if you guys could see her face stuck right now. But yes, look what he did. Look at all the bad things he did. I mean, really, well, she's all frozen up and weird. Oh, look, she's back. But
there you go.
you had a great, but yes, look what you did. Like, look, I mean, you could get on about everything. You know what's a really sickening part though, just to keep going on what you were saying before you had that awesome face there for a couple seconds. You know, it looked like you're in some like shitty 90s, like, you know, action mon. But people were more upset, to include de Blasio, that he's a fucking idiot
Okay,
anyway.
well,
You know,
again.
you know, Hannity has been calling him Comrade de Blasio for forever now. But world, here we go. Here's the scary part, world. Besides that nothing is going right for me today. Wanna know why? Celebration of 100. Everything has to suck. But the people of New York, this is how bad and liberal and just much of a cesspool it is in New York. More people were upset about the sexual, you know, harassment and assaults and everything else that dear Andy has done, which he's done a lot of bad things.
Oh, you're back. There we go.
Hey, don't worry. I just kept it going along with, I carried this on. I'm good at this. But people in New York were more offended by the sexual harassment and assault stuff, to include Comrade de Blasio. Sorry, I had to steal the one from Hannity. He's been saying it long enough, and now he has officially proven the point by asking people where their papers are, like he's the Gestapo or Hitler or Stalin or, you know, all those fine people in this. I don't know, but I could still hear you if that helps. You know, see, it's because nothing goes right. But more people were offended by, sexual assaulting than underreporting the deaths from nursing homes by tens of thousands. Like, dear people, that shows you just how screwed that whole state and everyone mentality and all the crazy liberals in that city and all that are ruining the whole state. Like, all of those crazy people, like, that proves just how garbage that state really is. More people are offended by the sexual harassment stuff than by him underreporting deaths in nursing homes by tens of thousands. Like, more people are offended by that than him killing tens of thousands of people and not even reporting it.
Not only that, but you know, he wants to blame Trump for all that when Trump sent the ships to be in hospitals and Cuomo opted not to use them.
Yeah. Like, we are so ass backwards right now.
Why are we frozen again?
I don't know, but I can hear you.
What's going on with the Wi-Fi? Is it mine? I don't understand.
Well, if it helps, I can still hear you, so I don't think it's mine.
Mine's disconnected.
Hey, it's just everything. Hey, it's just my, yeah. You know, but like, that's the problem with it all. Like, you know, and that whole state is just a cesspool, and de Blasio is a crackpot, or Adolf, I mean, whatever the hell you want to call them. Cuomo's are scumbags. Like, the whole state is a shithole. But again, more people are offended by sexual harassment than by him underreporting, like tens, I believe it was, of thousands of nursing home deaths and stuff. Like, and not reporting killing that many. Like,
not just underreporting it, like the deaths were on his
hands. Yeah, because he sent them
like
back.
Trump sent the ships to be floating hospitals, and instead of using them,
and the Javits Center,
he
completely redid the whole everything. He sent them back to the nursing homes.
People back to the nursing homes. So it was mass murder, and then a cover up of that murder by underreporting it. And he's not being brought up. He's not being brought up on criminal charges of that. The only criminal charges he's facing are the ones regarding the sexual harassment.
Right? Like murder, whatever. That's fine.
And don't get me wrong, sexual harassment definitely high up there in the.
But mass murder.
But
mass murder.
You know,
it's New York. They've had lots of mass murders around there. Look at all the crime families. They're used to it. Hell, he
where did
thinks
this
he's a
start with mass
gangster.
murder?
He thinks he's a gangster
You know,
anyway.
Sexual harassment is messed up, but
Sexual
and
harassment and assault is
level,
very serious, but
it's very serious. It's extremely screwed up, and he is an absolute scumbag for that. But mass murder takes the cake over that.
mass murder takes the cake over just about everything.
And we're disconnected again.
No, we're not.
This is super annoying.
No, we're not. See, this is the best part. She doesn't know that I can still hear everything she's saying. Because now her Wi-Fi is a pile of donkey dicks. And I could just sit here and talk shit and she'll never know. She'll never know. But yeah, mass murder. It goes over better. But hey, it's all on the Democrats' hands, remember? Because, Cuomo was the shining star and look at the example he did. And it's all big bad Trump. And then, well, it turns out, oh shit, it wasn't after the election. Now he's a leper. And everyone's telling him to get rid of him, but they're praising him even when they knew this was going on. And they again, Governor Cuomo said it was political attacks just to try to get him gains for, the election stuff, because he was trying to get his people to actually investigate all this that was going on in New York because the numbers seemed off. And they all said it was just a political game. Well, guess what? No, it was actually because he was murdering lots and lots and lots of people. Lots of people. A whole lot of people. He was murdering people at a cyclic rate and no one cared. But hey, I was saying it months and months ago. I've been saying it forever and ever. She just went poof like the magic dragon, lived by the sea in a land called Honolulu. She's back. You know what the best part is about when you do that? You know what the best part is? Every time you're all like going nuts, like I can hear every word coming out of your mouth. So everyone can hear you. It's not working. As I'm just sitting there talking shit the whole time going, well, I can hear it. No. Like, but yeah, like mass murder, okay. Potential spam, not okay. But it just, I don't know. Like he said it, like it was like I said, while you poofed away like the magic dragon, it's puff, who cares? Poof, you were gone. Like every time Trump tried to investigate it, because he said the numbers seemed really, really off. And it's just a political ploy and an attack and try to make himself look good. And we all need to look up to again Governor Cuomo and what he did. And then, the second the election was over, there, hey, here's all the sexual harassment stuff. Here's all the underreported deaths.
Yeah.
Why he actually didn't do anything right. Just like all the other Democrat governors where all these shutdowns and mass mandates actually
have a Democrat looking that bad during an election year.
Especially the guy they were calling him, like Joe Biden calling him a hero, and like the leader of the shining star that mass murdered senior citizens out of cyclic.
Yeah.
Like he was killing them like Hitler was knocking off Jews. I'm not saying that as a he, like he was the cyclic.
Yeah, he mass murdered.
But Donald Trump was the bad guy because he was just trying to look into it, but he was doing it as a political ploy. It's like, no, because he was looking at the amount of stuff they're sending and all the numbers going, like you have this, like you're not using the Javits Center or the boats.
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't adding up here, fella. But he was an asshole for doing that, heaven forbid.
Yeah. He actually wanted to save the old people, that made him bad.
Hey, how dare you? He said mean things on Twitter, and guess what, world? He doesn't even send out his tweets while he was in office. He had a guy that did it for him. He had a guy. So he wasn't sitting on, like Eminem said, sitting on Fox News, going on Twitter and just repeating like a parrot, as because apparently Eminem is great with the English language, just mentally fucking retarded when it comes to everything else. Because guess what? Wasn't even him on there. He didn't sit on Twitter all night. All you people in the media, he had a guy. I know this because I know a guy that knows the guy. Now, no, he's probably. Oh wait, they banned his Twitter. See, good job, Twitter. You cost that guy his job.
Yep.
Good job, Jack. Dick. Hell, we're talking about Nazis and Hitler. Him and Zuckerberg are pretty goddamn close. They are the Gestapo for the government. They don't have people knocking on doors yet. Which I went over again. I went over that part of it on Wednesday. Please come and knock on my door. After you call me a
Yeah, no.
racist, selfish asshat for not getting the thing, even though I'm almost
I already have.
33,
Yeah.
no pre-existings. I am great and I barely leave my house. You're going to send
I
someone
already
to
have
my
a
door.
sign on the door.
If you have to
that
worry
I
about
just-
that in Whitehaven, that's terrifying. People are going to come to your door in Whitehaven telling you to get the vaccine. They will
I would
not,
put it past them.
they will not go to Whitehaven. Someone will actually
After-
shoot through the door at them.
After I had already sent in my census papers, like a week after I mailed it in, somebody showed up at my door to get me to fill out the fucking census papers. So I would not be surprised.
I did it online. Couldn't get me that, but I'm just saying.
I tried to do it online. The friggin' number or whatever they gave me for signing in wasn't accurate
Whitehaven.
or something. I don't know.
Like,
But the point is, I already have a sign on my door as a no soliciting sign, and I actually added on the bottom of it, this includes COVID information.
I'm
or
not going to give them
vaccine
that.
information, right?
All I know is they've already
Yeah.
called me enough names. Daisy already, like that, plus the fact I don't need it, because again, going on 33, don't know how the hell I made it that far, really, honestly. Don't know how, shouldn't have, as far as the year of 2019 is concerned. But they didn't have their way. See, they tried to kill me. Let's keep ticking. But I made it that far. Only pre-existing conditions I have are I've had a lot of concussions because I'm dumb. Use my head as a battering ram. And I have a bunch of steel plates, screws, and bad ligaments and stuff. But last time I checked, that
None of that affected.
is a pre-existing to kill me from the COVID extra. So I'm good. And then I'm normally just ornery, as it is. What can I say? And then Daisy, the way she goes off and tries to tear the goddamn blinds off. And then Daisy trying to get out while I'm trying to at least give the person a chance to say, like, please, for the love of God, make me deal with all of that. Daisy pissing me off. You heard anything about COVID? I'll literally beat you off of my property with a stick. Like, go to Whitehaven. Someone will probably just shoot you. It's Whitehaven.
There's a good chance somebody will. There's a good chance somebody will.
Around there?
Won't be me. I won't do that.
I'm not saying it as a threat. I'm
I'm
just
not
saying.
If my dog tries to chase you off my property or tries to chase you down the hall, I might allow that.
Hey,
She's never bit anybody though, so it's not an issue.
Hey, there will be verbal shots fired.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't shoot anybody. I don't own any guns. So
There will be. Don't show up at my door if you're offended easily by strong language, because there will be some.
Here's a good one. Just don't show up at my front door.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go as
For
far
me,
as just don't show up at my front door.
See, I'm a single female who lives alone in an apartment in a building that most people don't realize has apartments. Nobody knocks on my door, ever. The only time anybody shows up at my door is when somebody I've invited over that I'm expecting, or that one of my friends has texted and told me they're on the way. So when I get an unexpected knock, and I don't know anybody's coming, there's no peephole, there's no windows, I can't see who's on the other side of that door. There's a very good chance that when I open that door, I have a weapon of some kind in my hand. Just saying, because I don't know what's on the other side. I have no idea who the hell you are. This never happens.
Literally, no one comes to my door except for idiots.
It's happened twice in the 7 years I've lived here that somebody has knocked on my door unexpectedly. Once it was Jehovah's Witnesses, which the dog chased away, and that census person.
I just like we're coming to knocking on people's doors.
Yeah, so you show up at my door, I'm probably gonna open it with a weapon in my hand and a snarling dog. And if we get past that and you still actually want to have a conversation, it's going to include basically me saying, get the fuck out of my building before I stop restraining this dog.
Like, I don't remember inviting you onto my property.
Exactly. So you see the no soliciting sign?
So how about
see where I added on the bottom where my no soliciting sign has the politics, religion, all this different stuff listed, and I added them on COVID vaccine information. That means That means you should not have knocked. That means you should have read the sign and walked the hell away.
Like, are you paying my bills? No. Is your name on the deed? No. Do I know you? No. Are you dropping off like a Chewy order? No. What the fuck you doing here? Alex, I don't even like,
I can talk to my pharmacist about that if I wanted.
I don't even like when people that I know show up unannounced. I don't even like that.
Yeah.
Like, so please don't go door to door. Whoever thought that was a good idea is dumb.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
Like dumb. Like they go door to door with this? What's going to stop them from their next big plan they want to do? Even though I did see even the Democrats admit that internal polling shows that they're already for next year. Like why? Because you lied through your teeth to over half the party, half your voters, constituents. There's the word. You lied to half them. Going out of your way to divide the country even more. You bankrupt us even more. The price of everything has gone up.
Funding police when people really want more police.
You guys have gone out of your. The day before inauguration, my buffalo chicken pre-sliced belladonna deli meat was $2.40. Then the day after inauguration, I showed up in the same amount of meat, the same brand, and it cost $5. Gas is up it takes Hannah 15 extra bucks to fill her car now compared to last year. The price of everything is up. But sorry,
now you've got
there's people like Drew.
Democrat mayors pushing vaccine passports in their state, in their cities. That's gonna help.
Oh, they're gonna lose. Oh, sorry, they're not gonna lose people like the guy that doesn't seem to understand anything that's actually true. Except for people like that.
People who drop out of high school to become full-time dishwashers rarely
now I'm just saying
learn throughout life.
We're not trying to pick on people. We're just saying that we're just saying. I'm just gonna leave it. We're just saying. All I did was get yelled at and told I was a crazy conspiracy theorist and out of my mind for over a year. Well, holy shit, here we are, and it's all coming true. Nothing's better. It's actually worse. His answer to COVID is just shutting everything down again. We have the answers.
The answer is draconian lockdowns.
We're just gonna ruin your lives.
You're not cool with that? You don't like that? This
Come
is supposed to be a free
on.
nation. What are you talking about?
Come on, you don't like that?
I didn't hear that.
We
Land of the free.
We all said it was
brave, and you want us to hide in fear and shelter in place in our homes over a virus.
I don't get it. It hurts my brain how we can even. Did people get that stupid?
I don't know. Apparently, it has something to do with our educational system sucking. It's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day she's not a Republican, but she's a libertarian. She's not a leftist. We have slightly differing views on things, but we were talking and we actually got into history. And when I actually knew real historical facts, she was in shock because she's like, my kids didn't learn this stuff in school. And I was like, well, neither did I. I learned from my mom saying, you have a question, there's an encyclopedia set right there. Look it up.
Fact. The big stack of the whole encyclopedia of Britannica. Here's just everything.
Yep.
Give me another word for this one. Here's a thesaurus. Look it up.
Exactly. That was mom. So we learned at home. We in addition to what they taught us in school, but schools did not teach a lot of the things that we know. We have a bad tendency, I think I've noticed this, I do, to look at people who I went to school with who passed the same classes that I did, that we'll be talking and they don't know something that's so basic that I've known for so long that I just assume they taught us in school. But you went to the same school I did. How do you not know this?
Hell.
And I realized we watched History Channel at home. We had the encyclopedia set at home. We had additional schooling at home.
We know
that these people clearly did not.
Yeah, we know actual real facts, not just the stuff they put in books now, just to not hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah.
Which is why we're now having vaccine passports and draconian lockdowns.
Removing gender from birth certificates.
Oh, where is it? Where are you? if we're going to talk about that, here's another one of those good shout outs. Where the hell are you? Where are you? To Descovy. Have you seen the ad for Descovy?
No, I have not seen that for Descovy.
It is a drug that'll help prevent you from catching HIV. But here we go. Don't you worry, because it has not been tested on those assigned female at birth. Can't make that shit up. It has not been tested on those assigned female at birth. Like, so you don't know, like, so you haven't tested it on a female, like.
Yeah, you have to test it on
So you've
natural
tested-
born
wait.
women, biological women.
So a shout out to Descovy for being the dumbest piles of shit of the week. You're the stupid people of the week.
Yeah.
Every chance
Exactly,
I get,
they're
I
very
mention
I-
that's
Oh,
stupid.
who's stupider, them or so? There's this TikToker that Joe Biden's posted on his Rumble account that was talking about having to recognize people who identify, was it by noun pronouns and animal not noun pronouns. So if someone wants to be referred to as a pup or a kitten, we are supposed to be totally okay with that. It's totally normal. We should be comfortable with it. And she actually says to them, if you're not comfortable using somebody's pronouns, don't associate with them and just shut up. I was like, well, I am completely okay with not associating with someone who identifies themselves as a fucking dog, okay? Right? If you can't recognize the fact that you are a human being, you should probably be like in a mental institution somewhere getting some help for that, not out here trying to interact with other people who are actually human beings.
If you want, I could send out a message and I could show the world what a kitten looks like. I mean, it's a big kitten, but what an actual
I posted
cat looks like.
my kittens. Well, I guess they're cats now because they turned a year old. They were actually featured, the silver of them, in my video on Tuesday because their birthday was Wednesday. Yeah, so I showed the world what kittens look like. You know, yeah, it's. I was, yeah. Don't associate with the person if you're not comfortable calling them, a pup or a kitten. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will not associate with anybody who thinks they are an animal. Thank you.
Sorry, like,
no problem.
I mean, like, there's the meme, like, kids nowadays will never understand why we called her Lassie. Like, from the old shitty 80s movies. Like, guess what? Now people think we don't have, like, now people just think they are a fucking dog. It's not even just, we're making a really dirty joke. No, now it's like,
people are that crazy.
no, that's not crazy. I'm crazy. Certifiable.
Yeah,
That's just, you're just fucking stupid.
What's going on right now? The mental health crisis that we have in this country right now is just being compounded and expanded upon,
Encouraged,
and abused and encouraged. Exactly. It's not being dealt with at all. They're just like, yes,
oh, you think you're a kitten?
mentally unstable and mentally unhealthy so that you don't know how to function in a normal society, and that way we can control you because you don't know how to function without us. Yay!
Congratulations. We started doing all these pronouns. They started teaching, sex ed and like kindergarten. They started teaching, doing all this stuff with gender. And guess what? It's funny how the adolescent suicide rate hasn't gone down from the, like, it's.
Yeah, no, it's gone up. It's skyrocketing up.
Because you're in their heads up even worse.
And they're encouraging kids to start like this. It's not
condoms
sex ed early. It's progressive sex ed early.
So anal sex in like kindergarten,
first grade. Masturbate in like first grade, and making schools have condoms available to them as young as 5th grade. So we want the teen pregnancy rate to go up. That's our plan. We want babies making babies as soon as they hit puberty at 12. That's your plan.
Retards.
Well, and you're pushing, not only are you pushing for this, but at the same time you're pushing for abortion up to the point of birth. So you want more babies or you don't want more babies? I don't understand. Which is it? Want more babies or
Hey.
you just want more babies to kill
Hey.
because you enjoy killing babies? What is this?
They want more babies because the idiots that listen to it will vote. So they want to kill more babies because that fits into the people that want that. Like they just go with whatever the hell like this group of people wants. And then when it depends on who they're in front of, and then the second they go and talk to a new group, they change their standing on it, move to something else because they don't actually have any principles. They just cater to whatever jackass is in the room with them and then move on to the next jackass and cater to them. And which is why we have a whole world full of fucking idiots. Like who would have thought? Me, who shouldn't have graduated high school. Don't worry, I found some of my report cards and had a good chuckle. How do you get a 0.2 GPA? I don't know. But guess what, boys and girls? Jesse did it. I was a shining star. Check that one out, Rez. If he ever watches this, what this was your how like I wasn't even there. Somehow, me never being there, I was bored. It's not my fault. Like, yeah, I know this. And like you're teaching these people this. I already know this. Why? Because my mother threw thesauruses at me. Figure it out. Okay, Mom.
Yeah.
Thanks. Damn, easy, lady. But like, Rez, if you're watching, I know he followed it recently. Like, what you can comment on here. One pretty please, and enlighten everyone to how worthless I was. Mr. Healy, he's out there. Hell, let's get Shamola. He said he couldn't fail his class 3 times and graduate.
You failed Shamola's class 3 times? I love Shamola's class.
Me too.
Well, I had him for psych. I don't know what you had him for.
Me too.
Yeah.
But let's just say, this is still on a 70-point grading scale before they made it even easier, and somehow people are still failing. Like, holy shit, at that grading scale, I would have been an Einstein. But 70-point grading scale, his class, homework wasn't the problem. Test wasn't the problem. It was just that participation wasn't necessarily good, and that you've lost a point off your final average for every day you missed after 3 days. Like let's say the first quarter I had like 67, so I just barely missed it. The second quarter I had a 64. And it was going so well that in the third quarter, I had a 54. And I passed. I think I drug it all the way up to almost to a B, I think. So, Mr. You can't fail my class 3 times. I'm sure you got the same speech. Yeah, you can.
I did not get that speech. I had straight A's in his class.
I ruined it. Well, they told us that on day 1. Like, you are not, don't think you're going to graduate. Like, you cannot fail this class 3 times and still graduate. Guess what? I ruined a whole speech. Yeah.
The only time that I got lectured about my grades, well, it was my attendance, not my grades.
Oh, no.
I got dragged into the counselor's office because there's like a limit. You couldn't miss more than 10 days without doctor's notes. And I was called in and they were like, you missed 21 and a half days. I said, yeah, and what's my GPA? And I looked at the screen, looked back at me and went, yeah, that's what I thought, and I walked out. You're not holding me back with a 4.0 GPA. Sorry.
When did they put all that? You can't miss so many dates in that way. You're welcome. Pretty sure, like because she saw me, like thought that it was like, was that for the whole year? Like that was that quarter. Like it says you missed 28 days. Yeah, that's an understatement, but yeah, I don't know if that included days I left early. Yeah, I wasn't there. Like 28.
We didn't have to be like.
My brain functioned. School bored the shit out of me.
Like outside of school, that when they went to teach it to us in school, half the time we already knew it, and we could just take the test and done. Like I could have, if I wanted to, I probably could have tested out early, gotten my GED, and not even gone my senior year. But I chose to go.
Yeah, but
I attendance was what it was, but
In my defense, Mr. Shimola was my final period of the day. Final period, my attendance throughout the years just kept getting worse. Senior year, I was well beyond over it. I was over it before we even, hell. We all know how much I was there. We all saw my grades. I was over it a very long time before that. Final period? Sorry, guy. I'm not going to be there. Maybe you guys can switch it to first period. Why? Because you might see me then. Last period? Nah. I went from lunch to Spanish to study hall to that. I'm sitting there 40 minutes just so I can go and take notes, because that's pretty much all you did in this class. You learned a lot, but you took a lot of notes. And as we know, I read like a serial killer. He looked at it, what the hell does
then
that?
read your notes after you're
They're
taking
just going,
them.
what the does that even say? And I'd read it off. He's like, you can read it. What? You're good. What? Mark it down in this book. Like what is like? Okay. Okay. Well, at least if anyone ever steals my notebooks after I die, what the hell does half of this say?
I want to.
But yeah, that was my fault. I'll take full responsibility. I wasn't failing tests. I got a 54. Do you know how many points? That's at least 10 extra days I missed from the quarter before. Why did you fail all those classes? I see after you miss a certain amount of days, a lot of these teachers still point off your final grade. Well, let's take the 28 days that I missed. Let's put 25 of those back on there. I was actually a genius. I was scholarly as, but got to take those 25 points into, even with those 25 points, at 54 would have been a 79. And that was without participation or anything. I was still pulling off, I think the 67, again, take those 20 points back, 25, because I was averaging 25 days a quarter, because I just wasn't there. Yeah, 67, technically speaking, I was almost an A student if I just showed up. Wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. They bored
I was
me.
a straight A student. I was making honor roll and all
And-
that fun stuff, but I just didn't go.
And there's something
didn't
about
want to.
there's something about Mr. Sinclair.
No, the one that told you were never going to amount to anything.
That was a waste of life. Shout out. I know he's not on here, but hey, any of the other teachers that are, please, for the love of God, send this to him. Let him know I care deeply about him and his shitty sweaters and his shitty band and his shitty beard, and then his shitty apartment burnt down. He lost all his shitty Edgar Allan Poe stuff, and his whole life sucked.
Well, losing Edgar Allan Poe stuff is actually kind of sad.
That's tragic, but when it
I would
happened
care
to
more
him,
I care more if it happened to someone I liked. But
that's the stuff that
I
sorry.
never even had Sinclair.
Oh, I did.
I was fortunate.
Oh, I did. And that was one of the best conversations I ever had with Mom after he told me, well, that was a waste of life and I'd never amount to anything. Guess what? Hi. And well, Mom, what? What? I'm failing this class. What? Not even, what? Fuck him. He's not getting nothing out of me. Why? Da, 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 da. Okay, fuck him. I'll pay for summer school. What? I'm not giving this man shit. Okay. And we had actually agreed on it. How big of a dick was he? Mom was like, okay, well, I'll pay for summer school. Oh, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. What a dick. Thank you, Mom, who didn't even know that I was recording again. But yeah. What? He said I was a waste of life and I never meant anything. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah. And I went to Fazio's house every morning for a couple weeks. Saw little Joey, her daughter coming, stammering in from college, just hungover, looking like a zombie. I wrote down some vocabulary words and I drove my happy ass back home. But how many times can you believe Mom would look at me and go, yeah, fuck him, fail. Okay. Gotta tell me twice what I was already going to, regardless of what you said. It was gonna happen. It was bound to happen. But yeah, fuck that guy.
Mhm.
One for people like Marley, Mr. Shimola, Joe, I believe, Rez.
No.
Hell, let's throw out Fallbush, where the hell he was, and all you had to do was ask him a simple question. The whole class was wasted because he would just talk about that and the bell would ring. I could throw him out there too. Greatest substitute ever. I just ask him a question about his weekend. Your whole class is gone. Everything is done. And what was his name? He looked like the dude. He looked like a like the principal on South Park. First hall, last classroom. I'll think of it later. But that guy in the consumer math class, that was a cool dude too. I miss Shimola for threatening to get me for trespassing because I'd show up in the morning and then leave. Well, actually, it was the day I was on the news after the strike ended, and I went home, and then you were missing the bus.
So much trouble getting along with Mrs. Shimola, and yet Mr. Shimola was so cool.
You said she had nice things to say about me.
The opposites do attract.
You said she had nice things to say about me, which is still.
Yeah, she said she liked you, and I'm like, what? Because like I heard nothing but bad stuff from him about you, and then to that incident with Chelsea that made me white knuckle my desk. It's so funny because like a few years before that, AJ had gotten expelled for throwing a desk at this teacher, and I was like, who the hell throws a desk at a teacher? And then as I said to her class, and my friend who has special needs, this is her only regular ed class. All of her other classes were special ed classes. Sitting behind me. And Mrs. Schmoll asks a question. I raise my hand to answer it. She says, put your hand down, Heather. I'm calling on someone who clearly doesn't know what's going on here. So Chelsea, you're going to answer this one. As I'm gripping the edges of my desk, like I'm about to have an AJ moment. I understand now.
Like I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but if a student's throwing a desk at you, like getting up and punching you in the face is a lot easier than picking up a desk and hurling it at your face. It's not like those things were that light.
White knuckling against my desk, like I understand now.
Hell, you're getting a.
How do you talk to a special needs student this way, you stupid bitch? Like,
You're getting a. Man,
she loved me.
You're getting a female. You're getting a female like student throwing a desk. I could see a guy like smashing your face with a book, throwing a desk at you. Just you're getting a tiny little. You're getting like little like no offense to high school girls, most of if that. Picking up like a 40-pound desk, hurling half her body weight through the air like it's nothing. Like that's impressive. Shake her hand for me. I didn't even know that was a thing. I missed all the cool shit. Granted, I was never there, but hurled a desk at Mrs. Shimola. My God.
Yeah. AJ did that like a couple years beforehand, and then I'm thinking like before I had her, and I was like thinking, who does that? Then found myself sitting there like, I'm about to. Like I understand.
It was kind of like me and Sinclair's class. We just had a Mexican standoff all day. No offense to Mexicans. I didn't name it that. It's not my fault. But there we were. Like, did you do it? Nope. Or I purposely turn in stuff like that poetry stuff, from Jim Morrison books, because Jim Morrison apparently wasn't a poet and was a worthless pile of shit, and I wasn't allowed to do anything other than, cool, what? I turned in every single one. Book reports, no, but poetry stuff, what? Right on Jim, give me a 0. I beg you, because I'm pretty sure you'll be the one getting in trouble for that one. Their old buddy, old pal, you fucking cunt, his stupid sweaters. I think he dated Braley's sister at some point. You're welcome. You'll never get that image out of your head. That is why that's not even why, but that just adds to the laundry list of reasons why he is a dumpster fire of a human being. Fuck that guy. Maybe I could call mom right now. It's her day off. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, wait, she's off. No. What the hell does she do on Mondays?
The diner's not open.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But
I'm not calling mom. I'm not calling mom then. If the doc, like, hey, I try not to call mom on weekdays, minus Thursday and Friday, Monday. So I maybe I'll call her later. I don't know. If she deals with the diner or life in general, she tends to be nicer on Thursdays and Fridays on her days off.
Yes.
She's less curmudgeon then. So I'll call her later this week and be all like, remember that guy? That guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. And we'll, like, I'll get her going on a tirade, and then I'll just put the headphones down and walk away. And oh, look, she's still yelling. I'll make a cup of coffee, eat a sandwich. Like, oh, she's still mad. That's why I love mom. But I save those for Thursdays because even though she doesn't answer the phone anymore, I'm not like.
I don't bother mom on her days off because she deals with me enough when we're working together.
Yeah, so you guys see each other all the time. Like I try to just alleviate the Thursday or Friday, I'll call her. And hell, she doesn't even answer the phone anymore when I do that. Like she's answering texts. Like I'm getting texts from dad. You're welcome. Mom is like not answering the phone, but she's she's answering texts and not answering the phone, and dad's texting me all the time. I don't know what is going on in this world.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't hear from them.
I mean, we're a few days shy of Friday the 13th. Maybe that's what the problem. Maybe that explains why everything sucked today. Look how many times you got cut off. The second we were getting ready to do this, Daisy started barking at nothing. Friday the 13th is coming. How often do one of those happen? A week before my birthday?
Don't know.
Or maybe it's just
Speaking of being a week before your birthday, I have to get your package in the mail.
No, you should have done that like 3 months ago to write the postal service is gone.
I know. I've been so behind. It's ridiculous. I should have sent it when I got it.
Should have mailed it on Christmas, but it'll get there by then.
I've had it for months. I was waiting.
Well, here's a fair thing. Give me a fair heads up before you do it. Oh, never mind. My mail lady doesn't even ring the doorbell. Just like my FedEx guy, he reaches for my doorknob, for the doorbell, but he doesn't actually push it. He literally just. I'm standing there just looking at him, just. What the hell's the point of doing it if you're just.
So if somebody has a camera on him, it looks like he tried.
Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, I should leave a note. Like, please don't pretend to ring my doorbell. I don't have a camera. Just don't leave the goddamn Chewy box directly in front of my glass door so I can't open it to get the dog food. Don't do that. That kind of pisses me off. Everything kind of pisses me off. Should I wear it when I go grocery shopping today? Like, where's your mask? Like,
see, nobody asks me where my mask is when I go shopping. I love being in a small town.
I'm going to be that guy. Like, where's your mask? In my pocket. Just keep walking.
We don't require masks now.
Don't worry.
Coming. I know it's coming back, but especially so far we're mandate free right now. And when we do have mandates, I'll shop online and have groceries delivered, which I always said I would never do before I would start wearing a mask in the store again.
Governor Wolf is a toolbox, so it's coming. Like, he's such a toolbox. I haven't lived there in over a decade, and I still know the son of a bitch's name. Tom Wolf.
Yeah.
Worthless human being. I mean, he's not as bad as Cuomo, but
not as bad as Cuomo that we know of.
But I mean, they had some of the same
our
policies.
nursing home situation was pretty messed up.
I say it wasn't as bad as. So was Witless Whitmer in Michigan. So was the dickhead Murphy next door to you guys in Dirty. In the garbage state. I still don't know how the hell they call it. Is that they're calling it the Garden State? It's like calling Iceland.
Yeah, they just misspelled the word garbage. Is what happened.
Greenland, like Greenland's covered in ice. Like that's false advertisement. Put the nicest thing you can. Why? Greenland. What the f is this? Like I don't quote Dr. House. Good old Hugh Laurie. I don't have to go to Trenton to know it smells. Actually, the whole state smells.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, our nursing home situation was not as bad as Cuomo's, but it wasn't good either. They had Dr. Levine out there,
Enough
you
said.
know,
Enough said.
claiming that out there claiming, oh, nursing homes are perfectly safe, as she's secretly taking her mother out of one because she knows they're not safe. You know?
Dude, I just like the meme going around online with like a picture of her and then an AR-15. Like, if this is a woman, then this is a fishing pole.
Yes.
Thank you, God. I needed that. Like, there's the good laugh I always need. Like, if this is a woman, then this is a fishing pole. Think of the heads that exploded when they made that. But
it identifies as a fishing pole. You cannot
Yeah.
take away its identity.
hey, people can identify as anything anymore, like kittens, dogs.
If a person can identify as a dog, then my gun can identify as a fishing pole.
Depends on what you're fishing. Sometimes you might actually, you know what? You never know. Like
Great,
Jaws,
great white shark fishing. What?
Jaws comes jumping up at you. I mean, at least you piss it off a little bit. I don't know, but it had gone on for over an hour. It's almost the bewitching hour for you, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I have plans.
Very, very, very close to it, actually. Couldn't have drug this out any closer if we tried. I mean, hopefully he isn't extremely punctual. Hopefully he's like Meg.
Yeah, he's somewhat punctual. Well, within a 15-minute window.
Better than Meg.
Yeah.
Surprised she was on time to her own wedding. That's all I want to say about the wedding, besides she told me to make sure that how much she spent on the open bar to make sure that I drank enough Yingling to make it worth it, because no one else was going to drink that much. And by
I
golly,
drank enough wine to make it worth it.
by
Had
golly,
2 whole bottles by myself, at least.
I
They
went-
were the big ones.
I went through over a case of Yingling that night. You're welcome. And I was still stone cold sober, which is the terrifying part of it.
I don't know.
But no, I didn't have a problem.
I went through enough wine to be like passing out, blacked out.
Enough
I
wine to
don't
be
remember
dead in the
much of that
pond.
night.
I do, sadly.
I remember singing "She Fucking Hates Me." That's about the only after dark memory I actually have.
I remember the captain's hat, the sound she made when she saw the captain's hat, dancing, and then no more than a few minutes later turning around because she had, I didn't have them play Jesse's Girl. No, you were just standing up there waiting for me to turn around and glare, and there you are. Like, I didn't tell them to. No, you were just right next to them when they kicked it, waiting for me to turn around and glare at you. You motherfucker. You got your dancing now, piss them off. But enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being like episode 100. We just talked about a bunch of bullshit. And he even brought up Levine. Whatever the hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was close to
Hey, we had to deal with her before the nation did, okay? Feel my pain.
She thinks that 8-year-olds should be able to transition, do whatever they want without their parents' consent. But hey, there's not Donald Trump and his people were the bad science-hating.
That's right. And they tell us that we are anti-trans, but no, I'm not anti-trans. I'm anti that crazy bullshit.
That's crazy.
Trans people like Caitlyn Jenner, who actually uses her brain and talks about scientists and scientific things, actually has an amount of reason.
Yeah, and there's like real stuff behind it.
I'm fine with
Okay.
that.
And you're saying that 8-year-olds should be able to transition, do whatever the hell they want without their parental consent when their brains aren't even anywhere near actually fully formed.
Your brain's not fully developed until you're 25. Let's go make life-altering decisions at 8. No!
Without parents'
If
consent.
you're not old enough to smoke, drink, or own a gun, you're probably not old enough to make a lifelong decision like that.
If you're not tall enough to ride all the rides at an amusement park, no offense to midgets, is that still whatever the hell they're called nowadays? Little people.
Yeah.
Or people like our older sister who stopped growing up at like 12. You probably shouldn't be able to make those decisions. If you're still in elementary school, if you haven't crossed past the 4th grade, you probably shouldn't be making those kind of decisions. If you still can't write in cursive.
Well, none of them will ever be able to do that.
I know.
In school anymore.
That's why I write as bad as I do. 'Cause I've had teachers tell me you should try printing. Like, that is my printing. You're welcome. I think that was Mr. Madrowski. Like, for cursing stuff, I just tried print. That is my print. Just a look, and then he walked away.
Mr. M.
No, just
He still comes in the diner sometimes.
the look, and then he just
All you need is love.
turns around and just walks away. Like, what? Yeah. What do you say to that? I know. It's okay. Tell him I said hi. And then I still write like a serial killer. That's what he dubbed it as. He just walked by me, serial killer handwriting. Just keep walking. Like, yeah. Except you have to cipher it. Way harder to figure out what I wrote than what like the Zodiac was trying to tell people. Half the shit I write, you're sitting there going, what? Like, I can't even tell you what's hell.
Yours makes mine look good.
I'm doing shows sitting there going.
Like, next time Steve complains about my handwriting, I should just hand him something that you wrote and be like, would you rather I wrote like this?
You'd rather that. Why? Because there's some times nowadays where I'm doing a show with Justin and I'm sitting there going,
I can't read my own writing.
what the does that even say? But I don't want to hold you. It's been fun. It's been real. We shall do it again. I had a blast, even when the technology was being such.
Yeah, so I've been
Tool.
Kind of missed chunks of that, but hey, we got through
Hey,
that.
if it helps, we heard.
Interesting 100th episode.
We heard 90% of what was coming out of your mouth while it was happening, though. So listen to it back. There, it's froze. Like, it's gone. Like, no, we can still hear you, bro. Like, what the hell? I don't know. You tell me. Like, I was having. And there's a few times where I was nice and I just carried on with what we were going with. But I have to entertain myself somehow. I'm easily entertained, but it's been real. It's been fun. And we shall do this again. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you see mom, tell her to learn how to answer a fucking phone every, I don't know, once. In Jesus Christ.
Maybe it would help if she took it out of her purse.
No, like she's not answering. No, she's not answering the house phone. But she's she's answering to texts. Like, she's responding to texts.
So she has learned to take the cell phone out of the purse.
But she's not answering.
But has started to ignore the house phone because there's so many telemarketing calls and bullshit that she's just like, oh, it's ringing again.
But like, like, things aren't weird enough. Mom and dad are texting me now. Once dad starts sending me emojis, then I'll be concerned. But
the first time dad randomly texted me and just said, how you doing in the middle of the day? I didn't know what the hell to do.
How you doing?
First of all, aren't you at work? Second of all, you don't do that. But he only did it that once.
Have you struck your head on anything? No. It's making. What, are you drinking again? Like, during the week? No.
In the middle of the work day, I would think not. But,
Just making sure.
Where did that come from?
But I don't get it. But follow all of her stuff, the HSki show, Rumble, go through all those other ones that I don't have because I'm not on all the right wing.
I'm on MeWe, Clout Hub, Gab, and Telegram.
And I will forget all of them.
The video of the HSki show is on rumble.com. The audio is on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Radio Public.
Lots of casts.
And everywhere else that Anchor distributes it to.
Like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. I go through it in my head. Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Pocket Casts, Overcast.
Just all the casts.
I'm just making sure I did. I'm on about 11 different things. I'm just making sure I hit all the damn casts.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of half of them before I started the podcast.
Neither did I. So I'm like, dude, who the hell are you? But I'm there.
Do Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify were places to listen to podcasts. That was it. I didn't know all this other stuff was a thing. And I started one, and holy crap.
Suddenly you're on this. Like, what the hell is that? You're on this. What the hell is that? Like, you're also on this. Like, what the hell is that? What is that? Oh, where's Arlie Ermy when you need him besides dead? I'm going to go watch Full Metal Jacket. Holy dogs. What is that?
All right. Well, I'm going to go
enjoy the rest of your day.
Pay a ridiculous amount of money to rent a movie that's still in theaters. It's not even worth that money, but oh well. F9, Fast Furious and not Fast Furious. Throwaway action movie, so probably not worth paying $20 to rent it. I'm going in halvesies with my bestie, hanging out for Rose Simon like forever. So
I'm going to. I'm going to record Raw, so I'm not going to give it the time of day and actually watch it live and hope it doesn't suck. But guess what? It will. And the most entertaining thing we could talk about from any of this, like when Paul Heyman going do 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 and doing Cena's song like into a microphone, like being an ass. When Paul Heyman doing that is more entertaining than anything on Raw, you have a problem. God bless Paul Heyman. Still got it. But enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll catch all you fuckers later. Peace.
I